The Science of Progress, What Truly Makes a Country Developed in Our Complex Modern World, will journey beyond GDP to uncover the hidden formula behind the world's most advanced and prosperous nations. For decades, we've measured progress with a single number, GDP. But is money really what makes a nation developed? Because today, as technology accelerates, the climate warms and inequality deepens, that question has never been more important. This is the story of what truly makes a country developed, not just rich, but resilient, innovative, sustainable, and fair. Welcome to EcoInnovaTech and welcome to the Science of Progress. For most of modern history, our definition of progress was simple, powerful, and universally understood. It was a story told in numbers, a narrative of growth defined almost exclusively by economics. From the dawn of the industrial age, the engine of progress was the factory and its fuel was production. The core belief was straightforward: a growing economy meant a thriving society. And this idea was formalized in the 20th century with the creation of gross domestic product, or GDP, forged in the crucible of the Great Depression and World War II. GDP was designed as a tool to measure a nation's total economic output. It was brilliant in its simplicity. The richer a nation, the more developed it was said to be. For decades, this single metric became the world's primary yardstick for success, driving policy, investment, and our collective imagination of what a better future looked like. But in the 21st century, the world has grown more complex, and it's become clear that GDP doesn't tell the full story. In fact, its creator, Simon Kuznets, warned from the very beginning that the welfare of a nation can scarcely be inferred from a measurement of national income. His warning has become our reality. The fundamental flaw of GDP is that it makes no distinction between transactions that add to our well-being and those that detract from it. It counts the construction of a new school, but it also counts the money spent cleaning up a devastating oil spill. It adds the value of life-saving medicine, but it also adds the profits from selling junk food that contributes to public health crises. By this logic, a natural disaster that requires billions in reconstruction can appear as a positive economic event. This narrow focus means a nation can be wealthy and still be dangerously polluted, as GDP often grows by exploiting natural resources without accounting for their depletion or the environmental damage left behind. It can have gleaming skyscrapers and still have citizens struggling to survive. GDP measures the total size of the economic pie, but tells us nothing about how it's sliced. A rising GDP can mask soaring inequality, where the wealth is concentrated in the hands of a few, while millions are left behind without access to basic necessities. The paradox is starkly visible in some of the world's largest economies. The United States, for example, produces over 25% of global GDP, an astonishing figure that speaks to its immense economic power. Yet, despite this incredible wealth, it ranks below dozens of smaller nations in crucial indicators like life expectancy, public health outcomes, and overall happiness. This disconnect reveals a profound truth. Economic output alone is not a proxy for quality of life. Meanwhile, countries like Norway, New Zealand, and Finland, with smaller, more modest economies, consistently lead global development indexes. They have shifted their focus from mere economic growth to holistic progress, prioritizing things GDP ignores: social trust, environmental sustainability, work-life balance, and the strength of their communities. They have proven that a nation's true wealth lies not just in its treasury, but in the well-being of its people and the health of its planet. This raises the fundamental question for our time. If the old model of progress is broken, what should replace it? What do these leading nations know that others don't? The answer lies in a new science of progress, one that redefines development for the 21st century. Every truly developed nation rests on 5 pillars of progress. These aren't just abstract ideals or policy goals. They are the interconnected systems that form the bedrock of a thriving, resilient, and forward-looking society. When we look past the headlines and the fluctuating economic indicators, we find that the most successful countries in the world have all made deliberate long-term investments in these 5 core areas. They understand that progress is not a single achievement, but a dynamic process built on a foundation of human potential and collective well-being. Let's explore these pillars one by one to understand the architecture of a developed nation. First, education. A developed country doesn't just have schools. It builds minds. It cultivates curiosity, critical thinking, and the capacity for lifelong learning. This goes far beyond rote memorization or teaching to a test. It's about creating an environment where every child is seen as a source of potential, equipped not just with knowledge, but with the skills to adapt, innovate, and collaborate in a rapidly changing world. Consider Finland, whose education system consistently ranks among the best in the world. Their secret, a radical focus on equity and trust over competition. There are no standardized tests until the end of high school. Instead, teachers are highly trained, respected professionals given the autonomy to tailor their approach to their students' needs. The emphasis is on holistic development, play, and well-being, proving that less pressure can lead to more profound learning. Or look at Singapore, a nation that transformed itself by investing heavily in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. This strategic focus wasn't just about creating a skilled workforce, it was about future-proofing its economy. By preparing a generation for the digital age, Singapore became a global hub for technology and finance. These examples show that education isn't just about literacy. It's the foundational software for innovation, the operating system for functional democracy, and the source code for national resilience. Second, healthcare. A nation's health is its greatest wealth. Healthy citizens are more productive, more engaged, and better able to contribute to their communities and economies. A developed nation understands that healthcare is not a commodity for the few, but a fundamental human right and a critical piece of public infrastructure. It's a system designed to protect and enhance the life of every single person, regardless of their income or social status. Universal healthcare isn't a luxury, it's a strategic investment in productivity and stability. When people aren't afraid of financial ruin from a medical emergency, they are more likely to start businesses, take creative risks, and live fuller lives. Preventive care, mental health services, and accessible treatments reduce the long-term burden on the economy and foster a society where people can thrive, not just survive. Nations like Japan, Switzerland, and Sweden, each with different models, all prove that universal access to affordable, high-quality care can coexist with powerful, innovative economies. They demonstrate that investing in the well-being of the population is not a drain on resources, but a powerful engine for sustainable growth and social cohesion. A healthy nation is a strong nation. Third, infrastructure. This is the physical and digital skeleton of a nation, the network that connects people, goods, and ideas. In the 21st century, from high-speed trains to universal broadband access, connectivity defines progress. It's about more than just concrete and steel. It's about creating pathways for opportunity. Modern infrastructure shrinks distances, collapses time, and ensures that geography is no longer destiny. When a farmer in rural India can check market prices on her smartphone and sell her produce directly to buyers online, that is development in real time. When a student in a remote part of Africa can attend a world-class university lecture virtually, the barriers to knowledge crumble. Isintro, digital infrastructure is now as vital as roads and bridges. It enables e-commerce, remote work, telemedicine, and online education, unlocking human potential on an unprecedented scale. Countries like South Korea and Estonia have become digital pioneers, showing that a commitment to nationwide connectivity can spark an explosion of innovation and economic dynamism. But we can't forget the fundamentals: clean water, reliable energy grids, and efficient public transportation are not just conveniences. They are the essential services that allow a society to function. They save time, improve health, and reduce the friction of daily life, freeing up citizens to focus on more productive, creative, and meaningful pursuits. Infrastructure is the platform upon which all other progress is built. Fourth, governance. This is the pillar that holds all others upright. Without good governance, investments in education, healthcare, and infrastructure will inevitably crumble. Corruption kills development faster than poverty because it diverts resources, erodes public trust, and creates a system where connections matter more than merit. A developed nation is defined by the strength and integrity of its institutions. Strong institutions, the impartial rule of law, and transparent, accountable leadership are what turn a nation's potential into shared prosperity. When contracts are enforced, when property rights are secure, and when public funds are spent for the public good, it creates a predictable and fair environment. This is the soil in which businesses can grow, investors feel confident, and citizens can trust that the system is working for them, not against them. And countries like New Zealand and Denmark are consistently ranked as the least corrupt in the world, and it's no coincidence they also enjoy high levels of social trust and economic stability. Good governance is the ultimate multiplier of a nation's efforts. And finally, the fifth pillar, sustainability. This is perhaps the most critical pillar for the 21st century. True development cannot destroy the future to feed the present. It must be regenerative, not extractive. For decades, progress was measured by how much we could take from the earth. Today, true progress is measured by our ability to thrive in harmony with it. Nations that prioritize clean energy, smart cities, and a circular economy are not just tackling climate change, they are building durable long-term wealth. They are creating the industries and jobs of the future. Costa Rica, for example, generates nearly all of its electricity from renewable sources and has doubled its forest cover in the last 30 years, all while growing its economy. Germany's Energiewende, or energy transition, has made it a world leader in renewable technology. These nations understand that sustainability is not a cost, but an investment in resilience, health, and a competitive edge in the green economy. In the 20th century, oil-powered nations, progress was loud, heavy, and often dirty. It was a story written in smoke and steel. In the 21st century, ideas do. Progress is smarter, lighter, and more connected. It's a story written in code, in collaboration, and in a shared commitment to building a world that is not only more prosperous, but also more just, healthy, and sustainable for all. These 5 pillars are not a checklist, but a blueprint for that future. The most developed countries today are innovation ecosystems. South Korea invests more than 4% of its GDP in research and development. Israel produces more startups per capita than any other nation. Germany's strength lies in engineering excellence, the industries that innovate relentlessly while staying environmentally responsible. Innovation fuels both prosperity and sustainability, the ability to grow without consuming more than we can replenish. The United Nations created the Human Development Index, HDI, to redefine progress. It combines income, education, and life expectancy into one score. By this measure, the most developed nations are not just rich, they are balanced. Norway, Switzerland, Iceland, and Denmark lead the list year after year, not because they produce the most, but because they share the most. In these societies, equality isn't seen as charity, and it's seen as efficiency, because when everyone can thrive, the entire system becomes stronger. Development without sustainability is an illusion. A country that grows by burning forests or mining coal may seem prosperous, but it's spending the planet's capital, not earning it. Costa Rica generates more than 98% of its electricity from renewables. Iceland heats its homes with geothermal energy. The Netherlands leads in circular agriculture, growing more food with less land. The future of development is regenerative, not extractive. A nation's progress today depends not just on roads and bridges, but on digital infrastructure. Access to the internet, AI literacy, and data governance now determine who participates in the global economy and who is left behind. Estonia has reinvented itself as the world's first digital nation, where citizens can vote and pay taxes entirely online. Africa's digital boom, from Kenya's mobile banking to Nigeria's tech startups, is redefining development. Technology isn't replacing development. It's redefining it. Development isn't measured in skyscrapers, it's measured in dignity. The most advanced nations on earth are not just the richest, they're the fairest. They invest in childcare, parental leave, gender equality, and social welfare. A country isn't truly developed until every citizen has the opportunity to live with security, purpose, and hope. For generations, we have asked a fundamental question: what does it mean for a nation to be developed? We've charted our course using familiar stars. The steady, quantifiable glow of gross domestic product, the imposing shadow of military might. These were the metrics of the 20th century, born from an era of industrial expansion and geopolitical competition. They told a story of production, of accumulation, of power. But as the challenges of the 21st century intensify, from the unpredictable fury of our climate to the intricate webs of our globalized society, we are beginning to realize that this old story is no longer sufficient. It is a map that no longer describes the territory we inhabit. The time has come to ask a new question: what will truly define the next generation of developed nations? The answer will not be found in the cold, hard numbers of GDP, nor will it be measured by the size of an army. The defining characteristic of the world's leading nations will be something more dynamic, more profound: resilience. This isn't merely about survival, about bouncing back from a crisis. It is the cultivated systemic ability to adapt, to innovate, and to thrive in the face of unprecedented global challenges. Resilience is the capacity of a society to learn to transform its structures and to emerge stronger and more equitable from adversity. It is the engine of proactive change, not just reactive recovery. It is the measure of a nation's collective intelligence and its social cohesion. The nations of the future, the truly advanced societies, will be those that build this resilience into their very DNA. They will be the pioneers who achieve not just economic growth, but ecological balance, reaching carbon neutrality through a revolution in energy, transport, and consumption. They will be the ethicists who learn to harness the immense power of artificial intelligence, not for control or profit alone, but to enhance human dignity, creativity, and decision-making. They will be the architects of smart, livable cities where technology serves human connection and well-being, not the other way around. They will be the guardians who actively preserve and restore their precious ecosystems, understanding that natural capital is the foundation of all other forms of wealth. And most critically, they will be the societies that weave a social fabric so strong and inclusive that in the Great Project of Progress, absolutely no one is left behind. To guide this journey, we need a new compass. The limitations of GDP are now glaringly obvious. It counts the production of weapons, but not the value of peace. It rises with pollution-causing industries, but ignores the cost of a degraded environment. It measures the sale of security locks, but not our sense of safety. It tells us everything about the quantity of our economy, but nothing about the quality of our lives. So imagine a new index, a more honest and comprehensive dashboard for the 21st century. One that measures not simply how much a country produces, but how much good it creates. Let's call it a planetary progress index. This isn't just a theoretical exercise, it's a necessary evolution in how we perceive value. An index that places the health of our planet on equal footing with the health of our economy, recognizing that a stable climate and thriving biodiversity are prerequisites for long-term prosperity. It would be an index that values sustainability, that rewards social equality and mobility, that celebrates the creation and sharing of knowledge, and that prioritizes innovation that solves real human problems. It would, for the first time, place these essential qualities on the same pedestal we have long reserved for material wealth. This shift in measurement reflects a deeper shift in our understanding of what progress is for. For too long, the accumulation of national power and economic dominance was seen as an end in itself, but a nation with a powerful military and a soaring GDP can still be home to citizens who are unhealthy, uneducated, and unhappy. The ultimate goal of progress isn't power, it's purpose. It is, the creation of a society where every individual has the opportunity to live a meaningful, dignified, and fulfilling life. This leads us to a profound redefinition of what it means to be developed. Well, the old paradigm suggested a finish line, a state of arrival marked by consumer abundance and technological saturation. But a nation isn't developed when it has everything, when its cities are choked with cars and its citizens are buried in possessions. A nation is truly developed when everyone has enough nutritious food to eat, enough access to quality education and healthcare, enough opportunity to find meaningful work, enough security to live without fear, and enough agency to participate in the decisions that shape their lives. Development is not a destination of material excess, it is a foundation of universal well-being. So what makes a country truly developed in this new era? It's not the height of its skyscrapers, the raw number of its GDP, or the destructive capability of its military. These are relics of an old definition of strength. True development is a delicate and deliberate art of balance. It's the ability to generate prosperity while fostering deep compassion and a robust social safety net. It's the wisdom to pursue economic growth while taking full responsibility for its environmental and social consequences. And it's the foresight to drive relentless innovation, not just for its own sake, but in a way that is equitable, ethical, and fundamentally sustainable for generations to come. When we look at the grand challenges ahead, from climate change to global pandemics to social inequality, it becomes clear that the world doesn't need more rich nations, it needs more wise ones. Nations that understand that their own well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of all others and of the planet itself. This is the ultimate paradigm shift. Progress isn't a race with winners and losers. It's not about which nation gets ahead of the others. It's about how far we all go together. The most advanced societies will be those that actively contribute to global solutions, that share their knowledge openly, and that lift others up. This is the real measure of development. It is a measure of our collective intelligence, our foresight, and our capacity for collaboration. But more than that, it is the ultimate measure of our humanity. It reflects our ability to see beyond ourselves, to care for one another, and to act as responsible stewards of the only home we have. This is the science of progress. A journey not of conquest, but of connection, not of accumulation, but of contribution, a journey toward a wiser, more resilient, and more humane future for all.